Hey guys, so it is Friday and I have not been vlogging very much this week, but I've been trying to put out, I don't think I've vlogged much at all this week, but I've put out videos. I wanted to talk to you guys about several things. The first being that my milk dried up. That was just, yeah. So I don't know what happened. I kept doing what I do, pumping every 2 to 3 hours, nursing. Like, I took that medicine, which has totally screwed with me royally, and I'll get to that in a second. I just, okay, so I don't know. It just started getting less and less, and then I was getting drops, and then nothing would come out. Even when I tried to hand express, just nothing. There is not a herb on this earth that is good for lactation that I have not tried. There is not a herbal blend that I have not tried. There is not a lactation cookie, a tea, a shake. There is no natural lactation wives' tale blend, tea, drink, like in anything humanly possible that boosts lactation I have done. Like anything. I have nursed him, and then even after I nursed him, pumped. I have been pumping every 2 to 3 hours. Even in the middle of the night when he's sleeping, I'm pumping. Oh, you got your ball? Yeah. I've done everything I could, and it didn't matter. I mean, I have an endocrine disease. I struggled to get pregnant because of it, and it's the cause that my doctor and lactation consultant think is the reason that like my breast milk was so low. And there's like really nothing you can do to fix those hormones. I take my metformin. I do everything I'm supposed to do. There's nothing, and I'm finally at peace with it, I think, because I was real emotional. That's why it's taken me a few days to talk about it. It's been like slowly happening, and I was going to talk about it. I could tell that this was the end, but I was like, no, I could be wrong. And I was too emotional to talk about it, but now I can. I think it helps that I can make him food. Like I can, like I can't make him milk anymore, but I can make him, his baby food. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm repeating myself of all the things I've done because we're constantly getting new subscribers, and people are very well meaning, will suggest things, and they don't realize that I've already done it. So that's the reason I continue to in vlogs express that I have literally tried every herb, tea, lactation cookie, herbal blend, even down to prescription medicine there is. So what was I going to say also? Yeah, every single morning I was choking down so beer is something that boosts lactation. People always suggest, but the thing in beer that boosts lactation is the brewer's yeast. That's the ingredient that does it. So instead of drinking beer, I use brewer's yeast. That's also what they put in lactation cookies. Every morning I would choke down. I say choke down because of brewer's yeast. Steel cut oats, a shit ton of brewer's yeast, flaxseed. Just, I'm telling you guys, like, I've put myself through so much. And the La Leche League leader that has been helping me told me that in all her years, she has never met somebody that has done all the shit I've done, like everything, and stayed so committed to it. So to hear that from a group that is just like, they won't let you give up. And it's like, I didn't give up. My body was like, you're done. It was kind of like not a choice. So I've also used those supplemental nursing systems where he's getting his formula through my boob with a tube. I just, there's like everything, like literally everything. So it's gone. That journey has come to a close. Yeah, and like I said, I cried so much the past few days, and now I'm just kind of like, I'm not over it. I'm just like, I did everything I could, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm trying to decide if I regret taking Reglan or not. I was warned that it could trigger my anxiety. I have a history of anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder. And I have also had PTSD since a really traumatic experience where I almost died several times. And I can't decide if I regret it or not, because you guys know me by now. If I hadn't have done it, I always would have like been hard on myself that I didn't even try it. The reason I'm saying I regret it is, so I'm probably, instead of doing a sit down video of this, just going to include Reglan somewhere in the title so people can find it. My experience with it was, the first day I took it, it was just like, I don't know. The first dose I took, I felt like weird and emotional and tired, and it just hit me with all this stuff. And then after that, it was fine. So I took it, and then I weaned from it instead of cold turkey, because if you go cold turkey, your milk supply can be like poof, gone too, because your body thinks you're weaning, like when progesterone just stops like that. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I'm pretty sure that's about right. So my real troubles started, the medicine didn't make, I was scared it would make me tired. A lot of people said it made them tired. That's already an issue for me because of blood pressure medicines and stuff. That wasn't an issue for me. I didn't feel tired. I honestly had a few times where I felt, I don't want to say, I'm not manic depressive. I've never been manic depressive, but this is the best thing I can compare it to. I felt a little manic, like a little too uppity, a little too, and that was a little weird to me. I have like an uppity personality, and I'm goofy as hell, and like you really see that side of me in like my Dollar Tree hauls and stuff. I just let my weird freak flag fly, I guess. I'm a really goofy person, and in my vlogs I probably seem more serious, only because sometimes when I'm myself, like fully, I get these like nasty ass comments where it's like, stop playing it up just for the video or whatever. Like I get that on my Dollar Tree stuff all the time. So I am like a bubbly, goofy person. And it really annoys me when people say that, but it is what it is, whatever. It's funny because like then they'll like dislike it. And what people don't realize is if you're disliking someone's video because you think it negatively impacts them, it doesn't. It actually helps us as YouTubers, because like or dislike, it doesn't matter. It still bumps up our videos. The more I can't remember the technical word for it, but like the more interactions that are on there, the more comments, likes, dislikes, it bumps it up on the grand scale of YouTube. So you're not actually hurting anyone by disliking it. What you're doing is telling YouTube, okay, I don't like this type of video, so they're less likely to suggest it, which is fine if that's what you're trying to do. But there's people that dislike my video the second it comes out just because they don't like me. But I mean, thanks for helping me. But so anyways, my point in that is, I don't even know where I'm going with that, but I just thought I'd throw that in the middle of the rant. There's just people that don't like that side of me or what, I don't know. So I don't even know why I started talking about that. But I've been wanting to say that for a while, and I just figured I'd throw it in there. Okay, so I took the Reglan, and I had some days where the only thing I could compare it to is being like somebody that was maybe manic, just like and like uppity and just kind of nutty. And but that was really all that happened. I was like, this is great. I was so scared. I wish I had tried this sooner. So then as I started weaning, that's when the trouble began. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't talk about it a lot. I've been diagnosed since I was a teenager. A lot of people think it's just like, it's cute, like it's like monk, and I count things and I'm very clean, and like part of that is true. I mean, it's kind of like living like Monk, that TV show, if you've ever seen it, like to an extent. But there's also a side of OCD people don't understand. People just assume it's like that, but do you understand we also have what's called doing things, like my thing is doing things in threes. When I'm stressed out, I have to check the stove 3 times. I have to check all lights. And this is pretty much every day before I leave. A lot of people don't see my struggle with it. Like even because I start my little ritual of counting things and checking lights and stoves and anything like that way before, like if somebody's coming over and we're going to leave, it starts way before then. And I'm always ready when somebody shows up to go because I've been like doing my little ritual. And it's not really bad or anything. It's it's under control. It's not like as bad as it was. I've had a lot of therapy for it. Um, so the other thing that comes with that is intrusive thoughts. And you can look up OCD and intrusive thoughts and they can explain the psychology of it more. But basically, it's these thoughts that we don't want to have. Sometimes they're horrifying. Sometimes you think that, like, you envision yourself doing something to, like, somebody, or like just these awful thoughts, or like if you have a kid, you envision awful things happening to them, like, and then you're paranoid of everything because you're scared they're going to get hurt. So that's what started happening with me. I started like looking at something, and I've had that before. Like when Amber and Ralph were tiny, I imagined everything hurting them. Like I was just like paranoid, like, oh my God, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen to him. When I was, my niece like lived with us and stuff, and she was a tiny baby. My dad has tile in the foyer, and I would walk her from the bath to across the foyer into what was my sister's like room, in the house that my parents made. And I would always, when I crossed that tile, be so paranoid because this vision would keep coming in my head over and over again. Then I'm walking, I slip, I fall, I drop her on the tile, and then I fall on top of her. And it's horrible because it just keeps playing in your head and you can't stop it. And you just keep seeing like this baby you love so much getting hurt. And so, yeah, like that's just an example. And so like my therapist had me literally after her bath always stop on the tile and stand there as like a desensitizing the intrusive thought that this is not going to happen. And she would have me stand there for a brief period of time. So, an example of what's been going on since I started weaning Jackson. Okay, did you guys see that elevator story going around on social media where the mom was pushing the stroller and the elevator door opened and she just started walking and didn't really pay attention? There was no cart in the elevator, and her and the baby fell down like 17 flights, and the baby died and she lived, which just like, that's terrible. Like it's like, okay, so basically, so I've seen that story now, right? So I was trying to explain this to Crystal. So every time I see an elevator now, I am going to envision Jackson falling to his death. Like, the thing is about this, it's just like having to do stuff and checking things 3 times, like, even though I know they're off or whatever. It is like, you can't control it. It is just like, and it's not logical. It's kind of like an irrational fear. Like, you know this isn't going to happen, but you're still scared of it. So every time I see an elevator, since I read that story, I imagine my child falling to his death over, and see it graphically over and over and over and over again. So basically as I started weaning the Reglan, like that is what started happening. My intrusive thoughts were pretty much under control. So then that started happening more and more. Like everything I saw was like, oh my God, what if this hurt Jackson? Oh my God. And I can't pass something by without thinking like, what if this did this to him? And then it's in my head, and it just, you think that's funny? I just fed him. It's in my head and I just keep like saying it. So this is gonna be a really long vlog today. It's pretty much probably gonna be just me talking, aside from the little clip we took of Jackson this morning. So that's just kind of like gives you an idea of what an intrusive thought is. And you guys can, like, if you're, I don't know, if you need more explanation, because like sometimes I try to explain it to people and they're like, well, just don't think that. And they don't understand I can't control it. And they don't understand. So I, for a brief period of time while in therapy, took medicine for it, learned to live with it without medication, because you guys know I don't like medication. So then I started, okay, so I'm like super anemic now. We know this has been an issue. I finally saw the hematologist. They talked about doing a blood transfusion of iron, or iron infusion, if things weren't getting better, and my blood work had gotten a little better. So they're like, okay, let's keep on with the oral medication. So that was really good. And I've been so tired. I'm like, is this why I'm so tired? Like, I literally am sleeping. When he sleeps, I'm used to doing things. Like, I am cleaning the house, doing this or that. Like, you know, when he goes to bed at night, I'm doing a million things. And this is part of the reason I have been vlogging, because that it's like more editing, which I do at night. And I just can't. Like, I can't. I sleep and sleep and sleep when he sleeps. And I don't know. It just, so the other day, yesterday, oh, goodness. Yeah, and I just don't have, like, interest in things. Like, not necessarily him. I don't feel disconnected from him, which can be a sign of postpartum depression. But, so, let me think. The other day, my friend texted me, and he was like, so why haven't I seen pictures of Halloween decorations yet? Because, like, he loves Halloween too. I always send him stuff. I'm like, I haven't done any. And he was like, yeah. He's like, are you okay? Like, he's like, no, seriously, are you all right? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he's like, you are like a chronic badass, get injections in your hips so you can walk and then go run a 5K person. And you didn't put up your Halloween decorations? He's like, he's like, are you really that tired from the baby or is something wrong? And I was just like, I just am tired all the time. And I was like, well, this must be my anemia. Yeah. So, but I don't have like really an interest in things I love. I realized once he said that, it kind of triggered me. You want to sit up? Kind of triggered me to think, hi. And I was like, the things that like I love doing haven't been interesting to me at all. I just feel like this blob. Yeah. I just feel like this blob who sleeps whenever he sleeps. Which a baby sleeps like 16, 17 hours a day. Like broken up into naps, but still like that's not normal for an adult. So, okay, that got me thinking. I was like, shit. Like everything that's kind of going on, I was like, what is happening? And it was ever since I started weaning from the medicine. Well, I had found out through a group that I had joined of women that took this medicine that when they started weaning, they started having horrible symptoms like depression, anxiety, like that. That is when that kind of stuff hit them, not during the medication. And I was like, well, shit. Like when I read that. And then yesterday, Justin was having a bad day, and it probably didn't help that I was like, I had asked him to cut up some lettuce and bag it before it wilted, just because I was so tired, and I could have asked nicer, like, why he didn't do it, and it was through text, so, like, when you text, there's no tone there. Anyways, he was having a bad day, and he kind of snapped at me, and I don't know why, like, when he snapped, what are you looking at? When he snapped at me, he's like, Daddy did what? And it wasn't anything mean or harsh or anything. He just was having a bad day and snapped. We all do it. My reaction though, which would usually be a sassy attitude, like, hey, mister, my attitude was, the first thought in my head was like, I'm a horrible mom. I ask for too much help. They would be better off without me around. And then my brain was like, what the F did you just say? Oh, that was a big burp. Instantly, I was like, what in the hell? Where did that thought come from? And then I remembered when my doctor, because they were big on every time I see her, and right after I had him, making sure I was mentally okay because of my history of OCD and anxiety. She was concerned I would get postpartum depression. And I remember she said, it's normal to feel overwhelmed, but if you start feeling like they would be better off without me, that's when you need to like call me so we can talk about exactly what you're feeling. And I'm not like, you guys, I'm not like suicidal. I'm not like, I'm going to go kill myself or like, I should just go die, like, I mean, I guess in a way that sounds really dramatic like that. I don't really know what my brain was thinking because like instantly I was like, what the hell? That was dark really fast, but I recognized her saying those are the kind of things that we need to talk about. So I have called her. I'm waiting to hear back from her. So I did talk to the nurse. She asked me a bunch of questions. Like, are you going to kill yourself? I was like, no. So I really feel like the Reglan triggered that in me because I was absolutely fine. I had no postpartum issues before this. You guys tell me how this boy, he's been sitting here. How did he not throw up on his front, but he threw up on his back? baby magic. Like, like how did you do that? It didn't happen laying down. It just, that is so weird. Anyways, that is basically my experience on Reglan. Everything was fine. It didn't bother me at all until weaning. And now I'm left with what I think is I'm like developing postpartum depression. I don't know. So and that's the thing I want to talk to my doctor about. If it is like medication induced, is it something that's going to be like, I need to be on medicine for a long time? Or is it something we can, fix with temporarily, medicine until my body readjusts? Like, I don't know. So as I find those things out, I'll let you know. But I felt like I owed you guys an explanation of where I've been. I feel like I'm constantly having to do that since I had him, but that's the thing too. Like, YouTube is something I love. And that's another thing that I was just like, about. And that's not normal for me, like, at all. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And that's pretty much all we're going to vlog for today, because we're already at 20 minutes. But I promise you guys we'll have some vlogs this weekend. Especially Sunday's vlog. We're going to the pumpkin patch. We're going to a pumpkin patch with Liam. Yeah. It's so exciting. So, I'm going to go take him and buy more lettuce. And I think he has done peas now, and he did great with peas, and he loved peas. I actually, at the end of this vlog, I am going to share some footage with you guys, because I'm kind of like have it on my phone from the past few days. So I'm just going to throw it in at the end. And then the vlog will end probably awkwardly, and I apologize for that. But so the first video is, well, the first few videos, I don't know what else I have, but I'll just put it up there. I think there's like him eating peas for the first time. And then the thing that is, I wanted to share with you guys the most is recently, anytime the dogs play or Ralph runs around the yard barking, or even in the house, especially when he runs and jumps, Jackson thinks it's the funniest thing ever. And I've got like several video clips of him laughing at Ralph. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and we will see you in tomorrow's vlog. But, yeah, I'm sorry if this was really long, but I wanted to tell you guys what was going on and what my experience was with that medicine. Yeah. Say bye, guys. You ready? Gonna have peas for the first time. You're apprehensive already? No more? We shouldn't do this when you're so tired. Do you like it? Yeah, I think so. I think so. You playing when Mama cleans? Are you playing? Yeah. You Ralphie. You can't feed Ralphie your food. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it makes you mad. We can't start feeding table scraps. It's not healthy. Well, he could eat peas, but the bad thing would be then you would start throwing other foods down when you were bigger. You're not mad at Mommy anymore? No? Okay, good. Ralph. Did Ralph get you with kisses? Oh, he's eating your bib. Ew, he's eating the spit up on your bib. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is she talking to you? Is Amber talking to you?
What'd she say?
Oh, that's loud. Oh, Amber, that's so loud. You telling him a story? laughing too hard. Are they so funny?